The second pillar. I'm going to go deeper and deeper into the topics now. Every pillar that we talk about will be more deeper. The second pillar is slow down and be death conscious. Two subtopics here. We are all running the race. I'm very thankful that you all took time out and slowed down from your work and at least came here to listen to this particular talk. Otherwise, we have the best and best excuse. Time nahi hai mere paas. Let me share one more beautiful story with you, and I'll take you further into this topic. I'm sure you all heard about Alexander. For you all, Alexander the Great. I'm yet to find out any greatness in him. So from the east, we call him Alexander. Alexander was on a journey. He was conquering the whole world. He came to the banks of India. On the banks of India, he was because he was getting tough resistance by Porus. I'm sure you'll all know history. And that was not easy for him to come and cross these boundaries. So Alexander was clearly told that we'll have to prepare much more than what we have been doing. The game is easy. Indians don't seem to be an easy target. So we'll have to prepare and re-strategize, and we'll have to fight new war. So they were preparing, they were strategizing. And Alexander was a great strategist. His ego did not permit him to do this. But every time he was getting an intense call to go and meet this old person called as Diogenes. There are many names to this person, so let us not argue that it is not Diogenes, it is some Greek person, it is some Chinese person, it is some Indian person. Let's not argue about it. The story is more important. So one fine day, early morning, before even his soldiers could be awake, he takes his horse and comes to the banks of the river. On the banks of the river, he sees this person, absolutely naked, nothing with him, just lying down. Alexander comes on his horse, looks at this man, tremendously beautiful, on his face. You cannot take your eyes off him. He is so charming, so beautiful. Alexander looks at him, but Diogenes is not looking at him. Diogenes is in his own world. Early morning, the sun had just risen. So Alexander, just to start a conversation, says, "Excuse me, I have heard many things about you. I hope you know me." He said, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm Alexander the Great." "Oh, you are that Alexander. Okay. What can I do for you, sir? I have conquered half the world and I'm on a journey. What can I do?" Diogenes says, "Don't do anything for me. Can you just move aside and just allow the beautiful sun rays to fall on my body? That is the only thing that you can do for me. Nothing else I need now." Alexander was taken aback. Never has a beggar spoken to a king like this. So Alexander said, "I'm happy that I met you." So Diogenes said, "I'm also happy I met you." Any which ways, "Alexander, what are you doing in life?" He said, "You don't know? I have conquered Greece, Persia, and I'm on this banks. I'm going to conquer India." Oh. Very nice. Then what? After India, what are you going to do? "I'll go to the east. I will conquer China." Oh, very nice. After that, what are you going to do? "Then I will go still towards the east. There are many other places." "Then what are you going to do?" "Then I will conquer the whole world." "Then what are you going to do?" "Then I will sit and rest." Diogenes said, "If that is your ultimate goal of your life, to sit and rest, why don't you do that right now? Sit next to me. This bank is very big. We can share. Come on, sit with me. Why all this bloodshed? Why are you killing people? For what? Ultimately, if you're going to rest, then why not celebrate and enjoy the moments here now, from now onwards? Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander also comes from a wise background, with masters like Aristotle, Socrates, not a bad lineage. So Alexander understood what he's saying, but his ego could not take it that moment. He said, okay, I'm stopping the conversation here. If you need any help with me, you just tell me. Otherwise, what you said is okay, but I'm not interested now. Alexander got onto his horse. And while Alexander was going, Diogenes once again said, Alexander, listen to this. Alexander stopped his horse. He said, remember this, your life is very short and your dreams are too big. You will not be able to enjoy life. You're missing the journey called as life. You go from here. History says that Alexander had this in his beating up again and again. Very true, my life is so short. My dream seems to be too big. I'm not enjoying this life. I will miss this journey called as life. And the story continues. It's a long story, but I'm cutting it short here. Please try to understand. Once in a while, I'm not saying every day, and it is not possible. It is not possible. Once in a while, just stand, pause in your life, and be aware that life seems to be a finite journey. If I was born, then death also seems to be somewhere here. What games am I playing? What am I doing? Guru Nanak was right when he said, देखो किस तरह के इंसान है ये जीते इस तरह है कि कैसे कभी मरेंगे नहीं और मरते इस तरह है जैसे कभी जिए ही नहीं. That's the problem with life. And many a times I give seminars across my country, across the length of my country. And I keep telling them, religions always object talking about death. Don't talk about death. Negative, darkness, baat mat karo, अच्छे की बात करो. I stand here and tell you, be death conscious. Be death conscious. Sit here on this chair and know when I am going. Ladies and gentlemen, life is not logic. If you have come first, you need not go last. Anytime the exit can happen. Anytime. एक बार रुक कर देख लो. And let me tell you, when you are conscious about your death, the quality of your life can be different. Just because you are in an unconscious state, that life is going to be endless. I have a practical scenario with you. Assume you have a son. He's in the 8th standard. Ordinarily, you have seen this generation. We want our children to be the number one. Not because he should become something else, because it adds to our status in society. Somebody will ask, Gupta ji, आपका बेटा, हाँ, top आया मेरा बेटा. Gupta ji wants his son to be first. Mishra ji wants his son to be first. Everybody wants their children to be first. So when you go home and you talk to your child, you are not talking from the level of a father or a mother. You are talking from an egoistic level, where you want to feel happy with his performance. We talk as if nobody gets hurt on this planet. Unconsciously we speak. I'll give you a small example. Suppose that you go home today and assume that your son is in the 8th standard and he fails in mathematics. You cannot take it. My son, what have I not given you in your life? I have given you a study room. I have given you that tutorials, this tutorials, internet to study. Tum padhte kyun nahi ho? And then you will start cursing, saying that तुम्हारे जैसे संतान नहीं हुआ था तो अच्छा था. खुशी से ज्यादा दुखी तुमने मुझे दिया है. And you start talking everything. I'm assuming you all are sober individuals. Some of them will remove the belt and maybe give him 1 or 2 as well. But I'm assuming that we are educated and we don't get into that levels. But yes, We try to be as much rude as possible and try to prove him that you are the wrong, the only person who's making wrong and ruining my life. Now listen to this very carefully. खुदा ना खास्ता आपके साथ कभी जिंदगी में ऐसा हो. The next morning you wake up. You come to your office in Bank of Baroda. You have a slight pain in your chest, the left side. You don't know what it is. Colleague says, एक काम कीजिए. कई बार आपने कहा, why don't you go to a doctor? You go to the doctor says, you better do a sonography or an X-ray or whatever it is. I'm not able to exactly find out the reason of this pain. And after the report comes, the doctor looks at the report and says, it seems you are too late. This is the 3rd stage of cancer. I don't think there is any way back. The game is almost over. This particular manager, senior manager, AGM, GM, or whoever, whatever designation, for a moment you fall flat. Gone. The door seems to be somewhere near. The door is going to open. Till yesterday evening, I did not know about this. I was not aware of this. Today, the door seems to be open. Ego says, नहीं, ये ऐसे doctor होगा, इनको कुछ समझा नहीं. You go to a specialist and you show him this report and he says, what that doctor said is correct. I'm sorry, but you are in the final stage. Around 30, 40 days more to go. I cannot help about it. Whatever therapy you do now will not help. Now I ask you a question. This same individual with this file in the hand, when you go back home and open the doors and your wife or somebody says your son has failed in mathematics, what will be your reaction? Will you operate from your level of your ego, or you will just hug your child and say, you seem to be weak in mathematics. Papa will not be there with you for a lifetime. I cannot be on a longer journey anymore. You should prepare more. You should be good in mathematics. I want you to improve. You should do that, my child. Has the quality of your life changed just with that consciousness of the death? That is what I'm telling you. Once in a while, stop. Stop playing all these dirty tricks. We'll have to drop it here. Start operating from this consciousness that I don't seem to be permanent here. Can I live a better life with the consciousness that the doors may open anytime? Not a single person, including me, can say whether I'm going to be alive for the next 1 hour, next 1 minute. I don't know. Who is that egoist who can stand and say that I'm here permanently? He cannot. Drop down, be death conscious. Very important. I told you I might be a little hard to your ears, but these are the facts of life. Slow down. Observe your life. See the way it is going. And you will realize that ultimately, where am I running? And many a times in my stress management sessions, I tell my participants, do you see people are just running? Blind race. We don't know what we want. Everybody is running. Hey, why are you running? Because he is running. And where are you running? I don't know. And you, I also don't know. All are on a blind race. Nobody knows what you want ultimately. Ask yourself this question. If you feel that you want to buy a 2 BHK house, that is just temporary. Again, you will run after that. Nobody knows. We are all on a blind race. A mad society into the existence. Can we come back to our natural existence? This country was not like this. We were tremendously happy in whatever we were doing, but we were not running. We were observing life very carefully. And that's why this second thing is very important.